we were talking about the temperature of the suburban market right now. And I don't know if you heard from your wife, Sheena, but we were, in fact, going after the same property last
Right.
time we had this
Yes.
podcast. And I had to rush off the podcast because I had to write an offer. Well, lo and behold, I found out the next day Sheena wrote an offer for her buyers for the very same property. And neither of us got it. There were 18 offers.
Before you get into that,
Yeah.
before you get into the details, this is perfect. Okay.
Yeah.
When we got off recording last week, I was talking to Sheena, and there's like a lot going on with the house and the kid and the dog. So like she was telling me she was writing an offer, and it went in one ear and out the other. And then as she's talking about it, and I said, "Wait a minute, where's that house?" And she's like, "Wallingford." And I said, "No." I said, Kristen was just talking about an offer she's writing up for Wallingford. I think you guys are competing for the same property. She's like, "Oh." I said, "Text her. See."
Yeah.
I was like, was the owner of the house also a realtor? She's like, "Yes." I went,
Yep.
you're
That's it.
dealing with Kristen.
Yeah, she
crazy.
texted me. She was like, "I hear you're writing an offer for a house in Wallingford." I was like, "Yeah." And I was like, "Dare I ask the address?" And she wrote back the address, and I was just like, "Shit." That's all I wrote. And that was the end of it. And then there was no more texting back and forth. I was like, all right, now we're in competition.
Right now, you are the enemy.
And neither of us got it.
So
neither of us got it.
What was the details?
So I don't know, where it ended up. I'm so curious to find out when it actually settles. But I will tell you what my buyers did, because I was confident that we were going to get it. These are the buyers that I was telling you about last week on the podcast that have been looking for like a year, and we've put so many offers in. So we went, drum roll, $115,000 over list price, cash, no mortgage, waived inspections entirely, and they'd offered to pay the sellers 1% transfer tax. And we were in second place. The agent called and she was like, "This is the hardest conversation." Because I actually kind of know that agent. I don't know her well, but I know her enough that we know each other by name. And she was like, "I'm so sorry. I was pulling for you, but we got one that we just couldn't pass up." And I was like, for the love of God, what could it have been? And so I guess we have to wait for it to close to find out. But I mean, that phone call to my buyers, I was just like, oh God, can I just do this tomorrow? I can't even let them down again. It almost seemed, when they told me what they wanted to go in at, I was almost like, I don't think so. Like, this seems
too much.
I was like, this seems outrageous. But then I did pull the comps. I mean, we pulled the comps. We looked at it. The house was priced a little lower than, they were approved for, which was good. And then there were comps that were justifying this price. So I was like, all right, you guys want it? Let's go all in. And I felt pretty good about it. And nope.
So,
I mean, that's not